Hello, citizens of Gotham. Welcome. My name is Graham Elwood. You are watching the Anything Can Happen game show. We're about to bring Ron on and our contestants on another exciting night at the Political Vigilante, folks. We've got two fantastic contestants. First-time contestant Murray Valeriano and repeating contestant Rosie Tran. We've only had a couple repeat contestants, Jimmy Dore, Steph Samarano, Rosie, I think. I don't know if there's been another one. So it's very exciting. Thank you, everybody, who is watching on the YouTube and, of course, Facebook and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. So we will bring, I think I kind of like the format of doing the show first. And then when the show's over, Ron and I do a You Should Know This. So we will do that, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, share this out on your social media. And, support the show at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Hello, everybody over at Rockfin. Doc Terminus, Bill Nye, the highest guy. Thank you for joining us. And, of course, if you do a tip at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, you are supporting the show, and I will read those later. And also, if you join Rockfin Premium, you get all of my premium content, Ron Placone's premium content, and I believe even Rosie Tran's premium content, in addition to many other people on that fine platform. Ladies and gentlemen, this shirt gets a little busy. This pattern gets a little busy, but I just felt like the game show needed a collared shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Let us bring our co-host of Anything Can Happen from the Get Your News On with Ron podcast and contributor to the Jimmy Dore Show, ladies and gentlemen, Ron Placone.
Hey, Graham, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you doing, Ron?
I'm okay. It's been a kind of long week. Lucy is sick. She's starting to do a little better, but she's a little under the weather. And when you have something like this happen, where a loved one takes ill, you realize how much. So much of the shit you spend time on doesn't fucking matter. Like it really hits home, but you're just like, fuck all of this. Not in a bad way. Just, so tonight's show is kind of like anything can happen, but fuck it, in a good way.
Anything can happen is a polite way of saying fuck it.
Right. And I like that.
It really is just a nice way to go. Anything can happen. It's just like, fuck it. Who cares? Like, anything can happen. Don't care if it does. Don't care if it does happen or does not happen. Who gives a shit?
That's the subheading of this show. The polite fuck it game show.
That's how we're going to call the show. Anything can happen. The polite fuck it.
Yeah.
A game
that belongs
show where
on a t-shirt.
Everyone involved really doesn't care. Like
we've had people just give away points before.
Just give away.
We have people just like, give him another shot. Why not?
Just fold. I don't want to. All right. I don't know. Say the same wrong answer twice because they don't care. They just don't give a shit. And you know what? They shouldn't. What's going on in the world? You really shouldn't care about an online game. You shouldn't care about anything that's on YouTube, quite honestly.
Yeah, you really shouldn't. It
all means very little, Ron. But new climate report says the planet is collapsing faster than we thought. So anything can happen, Ron. Yeah. Anything can happen. All right, dude. Well, let's You want to bring our contestants on and get right into the game?
That's usually what happens next. Yeah, let's do it.
Again, a very polite way of saying fuck it. Really.
Well, I just love how in game shows, like, they always ask that as if the other person's going to say no. Like, shall we bring out our contestants? And it's never happened where the person was like, nah. Like, that'd be fucking weird.
That'd be great. Do we have to? I kind of didn't want to. Can we just?
I was thinking tonight we just eat spaghetti. I wanted to throw a wrench Is the price right? I don't know. You're not going to find out either. But here's my homemade marinara. It'd be like, what the fuck? This is just
Wow.
the
Rod
show
Rock
got
is having a
canceled
meltdown.
because the other guy didn't say, yeah, let's bring him out. John Bob or whoever. I don't even know who does. It's Drew Carey now, right? Like,
Let's stick with John Bob because I don't know of a game show host that's ever been called John Bob, but I want to
John
be.
Bob was like the host of The Price is Right, but he was like the host of The Price is Right the way Roger Moore was James Bond. Like he's only in 1 or 2 movies, and most people didn't like it, but a couple people swear by it. Like a couple people were like, Your Eyes Only. If Your Eyes Only was a good freaking movie. And everyone else is like, no. That's how John Bond was, is the Price is Right host.
Well, that's actually Roger Moore hosted a bunch of them in the 70s and 80s. Her Majesty's Secret Service, actually, we're getting into a you should know this
I didn't know any of that
category. But this is actually, and I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden, Richard Lazenby. He was an Australian who did Her Majesty's Secret Service. And but it's an interesting story and a documentary. Lazenby started to become, he did that in mid to late 60s. And he started to get involved in the anti-Vietnam movement and growing his hair. And he was like, I don't know that I want to do a movie that basically promotes war and colonialism and all this other stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
they were like, I think we're going to replace you. Yeah. So it's a very, very interesting story. I was going to bring one of our guests on, but I guess we'll bring her on second since she's not ready. Let's bring the contestants.
Anything can happen, folks.
Anything can happen. A contestant might go, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe Rosie went, do I really want to do this? No, I'm out. She just said, fuck it. Maybe
Did she win last time? Maybe she's like, I'm going to retire with a 1-0 record.
Yeah, I think she did win last time. She did beat Karen
won.
Rentowski. I think she did, right?
Oh, I don't remember. I remember that was a very good match, and that was a really fun one. But I forget if she won or if Karen won.
George Lazenby. I'm sorry, I said Richard Lazenby. Yes, George Lazenby was We'll find out in a second. Again, really, you'd think the guys that run the show would know like who's won and who's lost and kept track of it, but clearly we don't give a shit because anything can happen.
It's hard. I mean, yeah, you don't remember every single winner, and I mean come on. You at least remember who played who. Like I didn't remember that Karen and Rosie were the same episode, but
oh, that's great. God, I love this. I love that there's just like someone who's barely like who's giving a shit less than me is really it's beautiful. It's really a beautiful thing. It's really I go through this with Lee Camp all the time on Government Secrets because he's really figured it out. He's like, wow, Graham, you're just barely. I'm like, yeah, it takes me so much energy to do my live stream. I mean, who the fuck cares about a goddamn Batman themed news show? Like, who cares? Like, nobody gives a shit. So what is the point of any of this? But let's play Anything Can Happen, Ron Placone.
Let's do it.
Let's bring on Ron. Tell us who our first contestant is on Anything Can Happen. First time contestant.
First time contestant, very, very funny dude, was the host of the Road Stories podcast. Please give it up for Murray Valeriano.
Murray.
Hey, what's happening? How are you guys?
What'd you do to your name?
It's George Lazenby.
Look what he did.
By the way, and Graham, you were at one time a comedy film nerd, so you should have known his name was George. But I believe this, and I know I'm stepping into your grounds here. He walked on to the lot or to George Broccoli or whatever the producer's name is, like, I want to be Bond.
Yeah, he did. There is some sort of super swaggy, like,
right?
cocksure story of him just like, I'm your next James Bond, mate. And they were just like, okay. And
you can get away with anything with an Australian accent.
Anything with an Australian accent.
Yeah.
And
that's how Mel Gibson got like every gig ever.
Right.
Yeah.
He just
He's
walked there. He's just like, I'm gonna do something about Jesus, mate. And they were like, okay.
He ended up dating the girl he called Sugar Tits that arrested him for a DUI. I mean, you can get away with anything.
The Holocaust never happened, mate. Sure, I'll sign a 3-picture deal. And they're like, you got it, buddy.
Panties hit the floor. Like
Murray, you just celebrated a birthday.
I did, August 18th.
Happy
Good
birthday,
job,
buddy.
Happy
Thank you,
belated.
man. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Another year, buddy.
It's great. And
Thanks.
you surfed and went to the track, right?
You're celebrating. Yeah, that was today, actually.
Well, thank you for cutting that short and coming. Did you lose that much at the track that you're like, oh, I better go do this game show?
Sadly, I couldn't. I had to cut it short because I couldn't find a babysitter today. But I get to come here. If I went to the track, I wouldn't be able to do this, and I'm very excited to see Ron.
There you go.
Excited to see Ron. Maybe we could do without, but Ron, it's always a treat to see.
That would be funny if you went to the track. You're like, I lost a ton of money at the track. I better go do this game show with no monetary prize. Make up for it.
I'm trying to get Rosie Tran to lay some money on it, but she's not going for it.
I know. Murray clearly has a gambling problem. That's what we're uncovering in tonight's episode.
$10 says I don't.
Murray Valeriano, ladies and gentlemen, very funny stand-up comedian. Let's bring returning champion.
Yep, that's right. Originally out of New Orleans, Louisiana. We talked a lot about New Orleans when she did my show, and she's part of the podcast Out of the Box and Rosie and BJ Save the World. Please welcome back Rosie Tran.
Rosie!
Hey!
How you doing?
Am I the returning champ? Did I beat Karen?
She doesn't even remember if she won.
No one remembers. Let's say that you did, and that we're bringing back returning winners.
Okay. I'm putting my headset on so I can hear you guys better since I don't have a fancy mic.
There you go. Nice,
not a bad idea.
Rosie. That's good. Rosie, how have you been?
I'm good. I think I beat Karen by a hair. I remember beating her and then getting sorely behind. So I was traumatized by that.
Yeah, maybe Karen did win. Maybe we brought.
I think
back
she won by like 1 point. I may have won by 1 point or lost by 1 point. I can't remember now.
We're bringing back someone who might be a returning loser. We don't know. We don't know how this is going to go.
This is why I'm not putting money on myself against Murray.
Murray's coming very confident into his first ever Anything Can Happen
Murray's
contest.
very confident.
Brushing up on the Spiro Agnew trivia. Very excited.
So I am doing well. I'm wearing my kitty ears in honor of my new podcast on Rockfin, Hello Crypto Kitty 2.0, and it's crypto news and interviews.
Oh, that's awesome. So for anybody, I don't know who's maybe new to the show, but we've had Rosie on Political Vigilante numerous times to talk about cryptocurrency. You were actually one of the people that helped me sort of open my eyes and knowledge about it. And you now have a show on Rockfin, which is another great reason to be a Rockfin premium member, because you get to enjoy premium content from everybody, including Rosie Tran. So what do we got coming up on Crypto Kitty?
I just had Erica Gemma. She's a big crypto advocate, a Bitcoin advocate, and I did a full interview with her, and she talks about everything that's happening in the crypto space. And then I do little crypto blurbs, so talking about all the news and all the things that are upcoming in the crypto space, and it's very, very positive. I'm really excited about everything that's happening right now, especially with some of the newer coins and the adoption that's happening overseas and things like that. So I actually just found out that I think I was born to be in the crypto space because apparently Vietnam is the #1 country that's currently using crypto.
That's awesome. And I think it's going to be more countries. I mean, when you see what happened with El Salvador and Vietnam, it's these countries that actually, might take the big, rich first world countries longer to adopt it because they have so much vested in the central banks, that it's going to be these countries that have been screwed over by first world central bank countries that are going to go, why don't we just adopt it because it'll help us, right? I mean,
yeah. That's exactly what's happening. And that happened in Vietnam. My mom has these horrible stories of leaving the country with, money that became worthless afterwards. So that's a big reason I'm an advocate of crypto, because it helps you preserve your money. And that's what creates a lot of income inequality, is people having their money stolen from governments and banks and things like that. So, in the case of my family, my parents weren't rich when they lived in Vietnam, but, their currency became worthless. So people that are fleeing fascist governments and other dangerous governments can take their wealth on a hard drive. So it's really cool.
Vietnam, another country America ruined. Right on. Way to go.
I know. We were like Afghanistan 1.0, right?
Yeah, you guys were the OG, the Afghanistan OG.
And America didn't learn anything from that. So
no, they've learned
scary.
It's 4 presidents, $3.5 trillion to replace and 20 years to replace the Taliban with the Taliban. So we've done a really fine job in Afghanistan.
We also bought that a bunch of like helicopters and other high grade military equipment that now the Taliban has,
Right? Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's scary.
It's so exciting. It's almost exactly what happened with the Mujahideen and after the Soviets left. It's really great. It's just like we've done such a great job there. Speaking of,
it's going to be rough till Trump comes back in 2024. I mean, if we all just, I don't know, buckle down, I think maybe, and just
what are you, a comedian?
To the grindstone, and we'll get it in. We'll get it in.
Yeah, we have a fantastic system. We really do. I'm just glad that when Obama in 2009 put 30,000 troops into Afghanistan and said we'll be out of there in 18 months, I'm just glad he stuck to his guns and that happened. That's what I'm really the happiest about, that we've been out of Afghanistan for 10 years now. And now it's a flourishing country.
He's blinded by his Nobel Peace Prize, the shine of his Nobel Peace Prize.
Wasn't Afghanistan the longest war in U.S. history?
Yes, 20 years. Yep.
Wow.
And
Afghanistan could buy cigarettes if it was the American presidents could buy cigarettes now and watch porn.
There's people fighting in Afghanistan who were born after 9/11 and after the war started. So think of that. Speaking of trivia, Ron, let's get into anything can happen. Let's get into this exciting show.
A war could go on for 20 years. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, Ron. America can bankrupt countries, and we're going to do a game show. All right. Rosie, you've been on the show before. Murray, this is your first time. We're going to do our first category. Who said this, Republican or Democrat? I will read a quote. First person to raise their hand gets to answer that question. If they answer correctly,
I'm ready.
They get 1 point, and then a chance for a second point at naming the exact person that did it. If they get that wrong, the other contestant has a chance to steal that point. All of these quotes are from prominent Republicans and Democrats, presidents, vice presidents, key cabinet members like Secretary of Defense, not like Secretary of Housing.
I don't know. I think there was a couple obscure Republicans last time I played.
I doubt it, but you never know. We threw in there. I might have thrown somebody in there. Or somebody who was a ran for president and lost, like a key presidential candidate. So it'll be we're not picking like some random, person that was like in the Senate for one term and nobody knew who they were. Like
it's not Ted Cruz's mistress.
It is not Ted Cruz's mistress. That is incorrect. But it could be like Speaker of the House or somebody like that. So I don't know. Was there anything else I was going to say? I think that's it for the rules, ladies and gentlemen. Now, first question. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? The bridges and highways we fail to repair, the bridges and highways we fail to repair today will have to be rebuilt tomorrow at many times the cost.
Murray. Democrat.
Murray Valeriano. That is incorrect.
Whoa!
Murray gets no points. It is obviously a Republican. Rosie now has a chance to get on the board with the first point of today's contest by naming which prominent Republican said this quote. The bridges and highways we failed.
I don't know, so I'm going to guess Ronald Reagan.
Didn't need me to read it. Doesn't care. Just doing a dartboard
I
guess.
knew it was a Republican. I just didn't know who.
Rosie Tran, you're in the lead. That was Ronald Reagan who said that.
It felt like a Reagan quote.
Yeah. And being that we just did this big infrastructure bill, all of this could have been done 40 years ago. But it won't be. And most of this infrastructure bill, I'm sure, will just go to contractors and it won't actually fix anything. But Ron, we know anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
It'll go towards the wall. Build the wall.
That's the build the wall. That's
breaking. Build the wall that's breaking. Part of the wall has collapsed. I don't know if you know that.
Of course, it
yeah,
has.
there was that. I
Yeah.
saw that footage.
This week it collapsed due to a storm because of the shady contractors that were hired.
Well, no,
Oh.
the 1 billion bipartisan quote unquote infrastructure package, it does like privatize all the
Bipartisan.
roads. Yeah, it
Mhm.
privatizes all the roads, makes them toll roads. It's
Ay, ay, ay. This is why I don't
Fun
want to pay
times.
taxes.
Yep. This is why you should buy Bitcoin and move out of America and grow your own food. But all right, Rosie Tran has the early lead, 1-0. Murray came out very confident, very bold, and very wrong.
I still think both of you guys are wrong. So I'm going to go ahead, just mark one for Murr. Right there.
Murray will be keeping his own score. Murray Valeriano's got his own scoreboard. All right. Who said this, Republican or Democrat? Saving the planet is better economics than burning it up.
Rosie.
Democrat.
Rosie Tran, you just extended your lead 2-0. That was a Democrat. And now Rosie with a chance to take an early 3-point lead. Which Democrat said that quote?
Ralph Nader.
No, that is incorrect. Ralph Nader is also a member of the Green Party. But he might have said, I don't even think, was he a Democrat in the 70s? He might have said
He was a Democrat and then he went Green Party after he got disillusioned, I think.
I think you're correct. But that, great answer, incorrect. Murray, a chance now to cut Rosie's lead in half. Which prominent Democrat said this quote? Saving the planet is better economics than burning it up.
I'm going to say, ironically, Obama.
I love hearing contestants like the logic behind the guesses because there's so much is revealed in that.
Well, because like all of the time, the logic is always, well, that's an annoying fucking thing to say, and here's an annoying person.
Can I make a guess that doesn't get points if he's wrong? Just to guess?
No. This is the contest. This is we're in a critical point
I'm
here.
Guessing?
Murray is incorrect. So now Rosie has a chance.
What?
Al Gore?
Oh, damn it.
No, that's wrong too.
Oh, that was a good guess, though, Rosie.
Because of Inconvenient Truth and stuff. Maybe this is from the movie.
That is incorrect. Ron Placone, tell them who. Actually, Rosie shouldn't get a second chance at that. I was wrong. So anyway, you both don't get anything, but you both were wrong. Rosie was wrong twice.
And now you wonder why I'm keeping my own score.
Anything can happen. We are going to have a second score sheet, the Murray Valeriano score sheet. This contest already under protest. Ron Placone, tell everybody which prominent Democrat said that quote.
It was actually Bill Clinton.
Oh,
and I guess it was his advice to anyone coming after him, because he's like, hey, I didn't do anything about this, but you might. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you want to do
He's
something.
like, the Earth is kind of messed up. We need help.
the Earth is kind of messed up. I do regulated the media and banks. Anyway, I'm out. Sorry about the dress thing.
Yeah, I was repealing Glass-Steagall when everyone was talking about Monica Lewinsky's dress. So that happened behind closed doors that led us up to the 2008 crash. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie has the lead 2-0. No point. She got 1 point on that round, but no additional points. But Bron, we've seen big leads evaporate in the past.
Evaporate quickly. Yeah.
This is what happened to me last time.
Well, I protest the term big lead. We're 2 minutes into this thing, man.
Yeah, one question, it could all be tied up.
Murray, I have to overhype everything when I use these points.
Fair. You are a
Rosie Tran has one of the biggest leads that has ever happened in tonight's episode, with us meaning that anything can happen. All right. Please, folks, hit the like button, share this out on your social media, and tell your friends they are missing out on history being made. All right. Next question. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? I come from a tradition in the Senate. You shake your hand, and that's it.
I don't even know what that means.
Raise your hand.
Who raised their hand?
No one raised it. Rosie.
Democrat.
Rosie Tran, you just got a third point, now making it the most double gargantuan lead we've ever seen in the history of numbers.
I was banking you'd get that one wrong, Tran.
Well, now a chance to bring it to a 4-point lead. And if you cannot name the correct Democrat who said this, Murray Valeriano will have a shot at getting.
Can I request the quote be repeated?
Yes, Rosie, you can. I came from a tradition in the Senate. You shake your hand, and that's it. Which prominent Democrat said that quote?
And can I look it up on Google?
No, absolutely not. That would be called cheating. That's what we call cheating.
All right.
Don't
Well,
look at either.
since we're talking about the Clintons, let's say Hillary Clinton.
Great guess, but incorrect. Murray Valeriano.
That was close. That was close because it was in response to Hillary shaking her ass on the desk of this. So that was close.
Murray,
did we say Democrat? We said Democrat. Okay. I don't remember a big handshaking conspiracy. I'm gonna go. I go Al Gore.
Murray Valeriano, that answer is incorrect.
No kidding.
This is the most in the history of this game show that Al Gore's been mentioned.
Yes.
I don't know why, like, no one's ever mentioned him ever because he's Al Gore. But like tonight.
Well, no one's ever mentioned Al Gore or Ralph Nader. I don't think those two guys have ever been mentioned on this show.
Fingers crossed for a tipper. Let's do it.
Well, Rosie picked up another point.
Dan Harris, I'm not stoned.
Well, we got to tell them who it was.
Yeah, I was like, are you going to tell us who it is?
Ron, tell everybody who said that quote.
So the big hint was that when Graham gave that quote, Graham was not misspeaking. That's what the guy actually said because it was Joe Biden.
Yes.
Wow.
Misspeaking. Joe Biden.
You shake your hand. Yeah.
You shake your hand, and that's it.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That was a very good Joe Biden impression in hindsight.
Just fumble through words and talk slowly.
Yeah. You weren't sleeping, though, so I couldn't tell.
I was a little too
You were too alive. You weren't enough of a puppet. You needed to be more puppet-like.
Yes, that's the biggest.
Maybe if Ron stands behind you like in a central banker costume.
Like the Monopoly guy.
With like an ice cream cone in my hand.
Yeah.
All right.
Am I revealing my political leanings too much here?
Yeah, don't do that on this show. That really bums the audience out. They really don't like knowing where politics. I try to keep mine close to the vest. All right. Murray is now trailing 3-0.
Maybe I should have bet him that $10.
I know.
Oh, look at you're falling for the classic fake out. You've never obviously hustled pool. I get you in right now for $50 and then I blow you out of the water.
Ooh, maybe
Murray
Murray
money action for you there, Graham Elwood.
I love it. Nice pull on the Paul Newman Tom Cruise classic, a remake of The Hustler. Not a remake, sequel, actually.
Yeah.
Sequel.
With Forrest Whitaker taking down Fast Eddie Felsen.
I know. It was great.
Soundtrack Eric Clapton.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry. Soundtrack Robbie Robertson. I apologize.
All right. Listen to that.
Wow. Right? Do you have a music podcast, Murray?
I have a music and comedy game show called For What It's Worth. You can catch it on YouTube. New episodes coming in September.
Outstanding. Well, too bad none of those got you points. So let's go. Let's go to the next question. Rosie has the lead 3-0. Our returning either champion or loser, we don't know, but she
definitely played.
She said that she has been on that we can confirm with 100% certainty. All right. Next question. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream.
Rosie.
Republican.
That is correct, Rosie. You now have a 4-0 lead with a chance to make it 5-0.
I need a repeat again, please, if you don't mind, of the quote in the person's tone and demeanor.
I cannot do demeanor and I cannot do tone. I will read it as straight as I can. Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream.
Okay. I'm going to say, you said it could be a president, a speaker of the House. What were the other two options?
It'd be somebody key. So president, vice president, speaker of the House, a key cabinet member, or somebody who was a presidential candidate but lost.
Okay, I'm going to go with major president, and I'm going to say George W. Bush.
Rosie Tran, you now have a 5-point
for
lead.
fuck's sake.
Wow.
That's the only one I knew so far. That was the only one I knew.
Yeah, you should have raised your hand.
Well, I knew it after you said Republican. I knew it had to be a Bush, one of those two.
Boy, the one time Murray got his hand up, he was wrong. Since that time, Rosie Tran has been...
If you'll notice, and all the fanboys playing at home, I was trying to play her wrong answers against her, but she's been fucking rocking it. So now I'm switching strategies, Sean Smith. Norwal tacos. You're about to see a fucking, we call it a run-up.
This is great that Murray Valeriano is now taking personal umbrage at people in the chat.
No, I was telling they're on my team.
Oh,
well, not that guy.
Well, Ron, one thing we have not seen so far in the history of this illustrious game show is a complete shutout. Could that happen tonight, Ron?
There's a first time for everything, Graham, and everything could happen. I think it's time we switch topics. I say we go to a new topic. And that would be the first time in game show history where anyone has goose egged off the first topic.
That is correct.
The night is young. The game is young.
Plenty of winners, Rosie. You know who's going to be remembered? Old goose egg Valeriano. That's right.
It's just the first.
When you having goose egg back, Graham? When you having goose egg back?
We will have goose eggs back. Absolutely. If you're that bad, we absolutely will have to have you back. Like there's no way you won't make. I mean, if you just want screen time, this is a fantastic strategy, Murray. I mean, you are literally guaranteeing a repeat of the worst guy ever. So probably like, I don't know if you're just going in the tank, like what, but this is fantastic. I hope.
Or it could be the biggest comeback ever. It could be like, dude, he goose egged the entire first segment and went on to win the game because anything can happen.
That's true. Like Rosie just unplugged her computer.
Rosie just took out her own mic.
Start asking the questions.
She spiked her microphone. Like, I'm killing. Yeah. Like now she can't hear.
Oh my goodness.
Please ignore my technical difficulties.
All right. Let's go to the next category. The next category, we will do Name That Dictator. Now, there is only 1 point available. I
thought you were going to say Name That Dick. Like,
well,
that was just Republican or Democrat.
I was
Which
like, oh,
dick
dictator.
said
Okay.
that?
Okay, I'm ready.
So, Name That Dictator. I will read what it is, and I will give you multiple choice answers.
Oh,
first person raise their hand gets a guess. If they get it wrong, there's 4 multiple choice answers. If they get it wrong, the second person has a chance to pick up a point from the 3 remaining answers. There's only 1 point available per question. So here we go. Name that dictator. All right. Here we go. Rosie Tran has the lead, 5-0.
Murray's making history.
Here, yes, he is. This dictator made their 3-year-old son a colonel. Was it A, Cleopatra, B, Rafael Trujillo, C, Richard Simmons, D, King George?
Murray. King George.
Now I think he's trying to lose because that's wrong. Now I really think he's trying
a lot of people don't consider him much more of a tyrant than Richard Simmons.
Sure. A little bit more of a tyrant than Richard Simmons. All right. I'm sorry, Murray Valeriano, that was wrong. The 3 remaining for Rosie to pick up a point are A, Cleopatra, B, Rafael Trujillo, C, Richard Simmons.
B.
Rafael Trujillo. You now have a 6-point lead, Rosie Tran.
I think she has to say his name.
Rafael Trujillo.
Well, now it doesn't count.
That's correct, Rosie. It is B, Rafael Trujillo. It is 6-0.
So we should play by ping pong rules, and if Rosie gets to 11 quickly, the game's just over.
Oh yeah, we gotta have a slaughter roll for sure. 11 is done. I mean, it's over. It's so.
Fun fact: I also suck at ping pong.
Do you keep your own score when you play that too? All right. This is fantastic. This is not the biggest lead anyone has ever had on this show.
This is the biggest lead ever, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the biggest finish though. I think we have had a 6-point victory.
I think
Dave beat Gareth 10-4.
Yeah, I think he did beat him 10-4. So
sure.
6-0 is the biggest shutout lead, but a 6-point win is still the record held by Dave Anthony. All right. This leader originally went to Paris to study radio technology, but when his scholarship was revoked, he returned home to attempt to build a revolution. It didn't end well. Was this A, Pol Pot, B, Peter Parker, C, Dick Cheney, D, Adolf Hitler?
Oh,
Rosie.
Adolf Hitler.
That is incorrect, Rosie Tran. Quick hand did not get her the point. Here, Murray Valeriano, are the 3 remaining names. A, Pol Pot, B, Peter Parker, C, Dick Cheney.
I was going between Hitler and Pol Pot, but I believe Hitler. Wait, what did he go to school for?
This leader originally went to Paris to study radio technology, but when his scholarship was revoked, he returned home to attempt to build a revolution. It didn't end well.
Hitler was an artist, I believe. So I'm going to go Pol Pot.
Murray Valeriano, you are now on the board.
Oh!
6-1. Is this going to be the single greatest comeback ever, or will Murray lose 11-1?
I don't know. Tacos still is in my court, on my side there.
I like how Murray used logic to determine it wasn't Hitler when the other thing he could have went by was Rosie guessed Hitler and it was wrong.
Yeah, that would have been key. And then Dick Cheney didn't ever study in Europe.
Did Dick Cheney study anything?
No.
Oil.
How to exploit people.
Hey, man, I got to the right answer.
Absolutely correct, Murray.
All right, it's not the journey, it's the destination.
No, man, we've had times where 2 people have guessed the wrong answer before, and it's awesome when it happened. That's all.
That's my favorite part of the show.
It's like the best part.
When they don't
when
listen.
2 people guess the same wrong answer.
My favorite part of the world is when somebody says something wrong and then someone says the same wrong thing again, thinking they're right.
Sometimes you just get in your head and you forget what the other person said, and it happens. I'm not saying. I mean, I would probably do it too. It's just always funny when it does.
That moment, and when I'm having a serious conversation with somebody and I decide to make a joke, but I say it really straight-faced about the topic we're talking about, and they look at me for a second they think I'm serious. There's just a second or two where they're like, what the And one of my favorite times that's ever happened in my life is on the road with Ron Placone. And we were driving and we were having a fantastic conversation. We always have these great, we joke and we laugh, but we talk sports and we always like talk politics. We get into like serious, like, man, really cool discussions. And we were talking about, I think it was like the criminal justice system and how mistakes are made. And you were like, there's this actual movie, you know, that they made a movie on this actual story of these two kids, like a kid went missing or something. And they blamed
3 kids. Yeah. It was called the West Memphis 3.
Oh yeah,
And,
totally.
Yeah. I was telling Graham about the West Memphis 3 because he was not familiar with it. So I was telling him the story. And that was a pretty funny conversation.
It was great. I was driving and Ron was in the passenger seat. He was like, man, and he was really going into it. And he was saying, and I was like, God, I think I actually saw the movie they made this out of. They did a dramatized version of it. And he's like, yeah, this one kid was like, might have been on the spectrum or something. The other kid was like a goth kid, but they were like, oh, they're into witchcraft and they're demonic and they killed these kids and it was awful. And then later they found the DNA and these guys were innocent. And Ron was like really passionate about it. We were having this really passionate discussion, but because his head was turned away, I just went, yeah, but who cares if they put in jail a couple of witch tards? And Ron was like, if you're me, Ron was looking like this and he goes, I'm laughing so hard. I was like doubled over laughing because he was like, for 2 seconds, Ron was like, are you a fucking, like, he was like, the look on your face was like, pull the car over, dude. I'm done.
It did catch me. I was just like, is he serious? Oh my God, that's awful.
God, what a horrible human being. I thought we were having this. He doesn't care. Like, this is fucked up. And I'm just sitting there laughing. Oh my God. It's one of my favorite moments is to say something that couple of seconds where they're going, did he really? Oh man. I remember when I lived in Chicago, I saw Matt Besser on the streets in my neighborhood. And we lived in the Lakeview area. And he was on the streets. Chicago's a big city. Everyone's on the streets. So there's people coming up to you. There's panhandlers or whatever. And I just said, yo, man, I'll suck your dick for a sandwich. And he did the same thing. He turned around like, oh, fuck. Like, what now? What's happening today? I was just sitting there with a smile on my face. And he started laughing. But I didn't get the sandwich. All right, next question. Ladies and gentlemen.
Heyo!
Oh, Rosie still has a significant lead, 6 to Murray Valeriano's illustrious first point of the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Not as significant.
6-1. Next question. Let's see. Next question. This leader named landmarks, money, streets, and even public entities after themselves. A. Nancy Pelosi. B. Cleopatra. C. Sapmarat Niazov. D. Elon Musk.
Rosie.
Safra Neo. I can't say it. Does that mean I don't get the point?
So you want C?
C. Yes, sir.
Sapmarat Niazov.
Yes.
Rosie Tran, you have your 6-point lead back. That was correct. Rosie now has a touchdown to Murray Valeriano's Canadian Rules Football 1-point rouge for some obscure sports trivia that most people don't know about. Yeah. We are going to have to implement a slaughter rule. If there's a 10-point slaughter rule, we're going to just do that.
I thought it was 11.
All right. We'll do it. I mean, I think like 10.
I cut my surfing trip short to be here. I want to get slaughtered the way I was intended to get slaughtered.
You're right. Since you couldn't find a babysitter, you should lose by 11. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. All right, next question.
Murray, you have to raise your hand.
I was banking on you getting that wrong, but and
I thought you abandoned that strategy.
Liz Estrada Nosferat. If you didn't,
that's correct. Liz Estrada Nosferat. Yes. All right. One more question in this category, and then we will move on to religious law or state law. That's hopefully where Murray makes his big comeback. All right. Name that dictator. Being a slave as a teenager really set this future emperor off as he slayed civilians en masse. A. Cleopatra. B. Kim Jong-un. C. Genghis Khan. D. Queen Mary, a.k.a. Bloody Mary.
Murray.
Ooh, sheesh. I think Rosie had it by a little bit. Sorry, Murray. I think she was first by a little bit. That was close.
Genghis Khan.
Rosie Tran. That is correct. You now have an 8-1 lead.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
It's actually
Murray.
pronounced Genghis Cohen. I go to the restaurant on Fairfax all the time.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes,
It's a
that's-
local Los Angeles reference. Sorry, I don't.
Do you know who books that gig?
Although, Graham, I just wanted to say that you were very insensitive because you did list Cleopatra and you said him in the question.
Did I say that in the question? Man, did I do that? Oh my God, maybe I did do that.
Oh, yeah. That was my fault. I wrote it. Sorry.
Wow.
That was
Sometimes you-
not gender binary, non-binary.
Yeah,
sensitive.
that sort of gave it away. Yeah, because there were two women potential answers too. My bad.
Wow. All right. Way to keep the patriarchy going, Ron. Man, so it turns out anything can happen on this show where the patriarchy reigns supreme. We are.
Ron, I'm disappointed in you.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm
Ron needs-
disappointed in me. That's sort of. I mean, that everyone had a 50% chance immediately.
Of everybody in this, who do you think's most disappointed in themselves? Just if we're gonna.
For comics, yeah, it's going to be a tough contest to see who's the most disappointed in themselves. But everybody cancel Ron Placone and flip out online. Let's get it going. Let's get a crazy, everybody flip out.
He's not the one who said witch tard.
I'm offended as a witch, Graham.
I respect all witches. Come on.
Hashtag witches matter.
Hashtag witches matter.
You're lucky Karen's not here.
I know.
All right.
Yeah. If we had Runtowski here, she would be like, man, she'd be putting
She would
curses
cast
on
a
all
spell
of us.
on you
Yeah.
right now.
For sure. All right, new category, religious law or state law. Now we are back to a category where 2 points are in play. I will name the law and you pick either religious law or state law. If you get it right, you get a point. And you have a chance at a second point. If it's, let's say, a religious law, you name the religion or book that it was, religious book that it was in, or state law, name the state. It's a little harder because there's a lot to pick from. But this is a chance to pick up some quick points. Not that there's a person trailing by 7. All right. Religious law or state law? Slaves better obey their earthly masters.
Murray,
Murray.
it's religious law.
Murray, that is correct. You got a point. A chance for a second point.
Give me that again, please.
Slaves better obey their earthly masters.
Can you use it in a sentence?
What is the sentence?
Oh, right. Sorry, I was flashing back to my spelling bee in 7th grade, which I did just as well as I'm doing tonight. I'm going Christianity, Old Testament.
Murray Valeriano, you just snatched up 2 quick points. Oh boy, things are changing. Rosie 8, Murray now 3.
Wow,
So now
this
we're
is
back
where
to-
this is where I go under.
Oh, Ron,
This is the college football comeback. Anything can happen.
exciting play here. Every
Very
round
exciting.
is different. This is Rory's strength. He was hoping this category was going to be played tonight. This is what he is writing all of his hopes on. Is his deficit too much to overcome, or can Murray pull this off?
No, Graham. From here on out, we got 2 points floating around on every question. It's not too big. This is still anyone's game, and this could be a momentum turning point.
Well, what it did especially is reduce the chances of the 11-point slaughter rule
That's right.
by getting himself ever so closer to a tie. All right, next category, next question in the same category, religious law or state law. If you're transporting sheep, you need to have a chaperone. They might get lonely.
Murray. State law.
Congratulations, Murray. You have another point. Oh, he is running the table now. Murray.
Sheep.
Which state has this law? And I will tell you, if you get this incorrect, Rosie Tran will have a chance to guess and pick up a point.
Okay. All right. Sheep. So it's
You've
obviously
cut her lead.
a democratic state. It's a political joke. It's a political show. Come on. Sheep. Where are there a lot of sheep? Oh. That's Ireland. I go Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Murray Valeriano, incorrect.
I know. I had a 1 in 38 chance.
You did. You did. Rosie Tran, Murray has now cut your lead to 4 points. A chance here to put it back up to a 5-point lead. Which state has the following law? If you're transporting sheep, you need to have a chaperone. They might get lonely.
I have 3 states in mind. I'm going to go with Utah.
Oh, that's not a bad guess.
That is incorrect. Ron, tell everybody, and I'm pretty sure Murray's going to have a distinct reaction to the state that it is.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I thought both guesses were very, very good. I think Rosie was a little closer geographically. The correct answer is Montana.
God damn it! That was one of my other 2.
You think you're mad?
Sorry.
All my family lives in Montana.
I know. That's why I was like, dude, you got to get this.
I've been to Montana countless times. I've never seen one fucking sheep. I swear to God, I have never seen one sheep. Grizzly bears, black bears. I saw a wolf.
Well, that's good. They all have chaperones. That's why they're not alone.
I was thinking Utah, Montana, or Wyoming.
Oh, Rosie, you were right in the wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And Murray couldn't get the state where his family is from. But Murray,
did you know his family was from Montana?
Yeah, I did know that.
Well, for the record, they live there now. We grew up in Jersey.
Where'd Rosie go?
Rosie
just bounced. She got the answer to her question and she was done. She's like, oh, you know Murray's family? Conflict of interest. I'm fucking out. This is some bullshit.
We're going to call that a forfeit.
You
I'd like to
fixed
accept
it.
my trophy now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean,
she just bounced.
Rosie, something went down. Everything, she kicked out her cable or something. So Kate, let's put the new score back up there. I think it's 8-4. Here comes Rosie coming back.
Let's switch categories.
No,
you don't want to switch. Oh, sorry, Murray.
Dude, my dad was a fucking preacher. I studied religion growing up. Lay this shit on.
I'm
me.
back. My internet died.
Oh, we thought you were quitting because me knowing Murray's family was from Montana was a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
All right. Rosie still has a lead, but it has now been cut down to 4 points.
Cut in half.
As Murray gets closer and closer. Let's do. All right. Religious law or state law? Whistling underwater is prohibited.
Murray. State law.
Murray Valeriano, you now have your 5th point, as that is correct. A chance, Murray, to cut Rosie's lead to 2 points. Which state says whistling underwater is prohibited?
I can only imagine it's the land of 1,000 lakes, Minnesota.
Murray Valeriano, incorrect.
I'm not even sure if Minnesota is land of 1,000 lakes.
It's 10,000 lakes. That's what it's
10,000.
land.
Well, climate change, they're drying up.
Yeah, they got to change their license plate now.
Yeah.
Rosie Tran, Murray is knocking at your door. A chance to keep your lead back up at 4 points. Name the state that has this law. Whistling underwater is prohibited.
I have absolutely no idea, but I'm going to take an educated guess. It sounds like a dumb Southern law, so I'm going to guess Florida.
They need that law because the state of Florida will be underwater soon, thanks to climate change. But Ron Placone, tell everybody what state that law is in effect.
West Virginia.
What?
Can't whistle underwater there.
Mountain Mom.
All right. One more question from this category, and then we move on. But Murray did, of course, pick up a point. He's picked up at least 1 point in every.
He said he was going to clean up here, and it's narrowing in.
By the way,
anyone's
thanks for
game
fucking
now.
giving away my strategy to Rosie.
Well, I think you kind of said it, right? I mean,
Before she got on.
Oh, okay.
And then when she got knocked off.
Yeah, every time she's off camera.
This is what I'm going to do next.
This is Murray's strategy. Has now gotten him to the place where Rosie has 8, Murray has 5. In a very exciting contest, we saw one of the biggest leads ever, 8-1. And now slowly Murray has been coming back. We were talking about slaughter rules, Ron. And now
it's anyone's game. One question. It could be a 1-point game after this next question, Graham.
Mm-mm.
I'm doing this for Tabula Rosa in the chat room.
Kate, can the score please reflect 8-5? Maybe Kate flipped. Oh, okay, good. Maybe Kate left. Maybe she was like, I think it's bullshit. Murray's family's from Montana, and she left. All right. Religious law or state law? Women shouldn't have braided hair.
Murray.
Rosie.
Oh.
Rosie's up first.
Religious.
Rosie Tran, that is correct. You now have 9 points, back to a 4-point lead, a chance to make it a 5-point lead, and put victory close in your hands. Which religious law has women shouldn't have braided hair?
The Quran.
That is incorrect. Murray has a chance to pick a point back up and keep his only trailing by 3 points in effect.
All religion. Fuck. You always know it's either a religious state law because if it's oppressive to women, it's always religion. But it could be so many. It could be the Old Testament. It could have been the Quran. It could be. Oh. Is it the Torah? Oh, we're not going book, right? I'm going Judaism. Sorry.
Well, no, we can go book. We can,
Okay.
yeah, book. So you're going Torah?
Okay.
Yes, that's your final answer. Feel cryptic. You're just gonna mumble and hope that I say, "Oh no, you get to guess again."
Right.
Because that answer, Ron, tell him what it is.
It's incorrect. It's just the Bible, and it's not Old Testament.
I didn't think you could repeat the answers. Of course, it's Old Testament bullshit. Of course it is. I didn't think you would have the same question with the same religion. Thought you guys knew more than one religion, but that's fine. I don't. You're writers. I don't know. It's probably not even big.
It's great to have a guy who sort of was raised by a theologian having a flip out. I don't think we've had that on the show, Ron, before.
It says that in the Old Testament, women can't braid their hair.
Yep. The Bible is nuts. I mean, the Bible says
That's
crazy
the
shit.
Least.
Like,
Yeah, there's way wackier
The
stuff
Old
in there.
What is
Testament,
what is
I
the
divorce
reasoning?
you for having your period.
What's the reasoning for the braided hair?
Who cares?
None. There is. That's the whole thing about religion.
Yeah, we just kind of get the quotes. I don't go for it. I don't think there were explanations.
One
I'm
word,
gonna Google this.
control. That's all it is about. Control and oppression of women. That's it.
Yep.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna braid my hair tomorrow after this podcast.
You should. You
Don't
have
come
the
over my
right
fucking
to do
house.
that, Rosie.
I'm braiding my hair.
All right. We're now switching categories. Let's go with
Hold on. We got a couple discrepancies in the chat room here on my
What are
answer.
Yeah, it wasn't Old Testament.
It
Because
wasn't
when it
Old-
is, yeah, because when it is, we accept either Bible or Torah.
Then where is it?
New Testament.
That's in the New Testament?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna have to look that up. I believe you, but that's definitely an Old Testament. Sounds Old Testament.
No, I know it. Yeah, but
Hmm.
but no, I mean just because they got some new characters, the book still stayed pretty.
Also,
wacky.
I'd like to throw a flag on the play. You said law, right? Religious law or state law, and it
Mhm.
says women shouldn't. So that's more of a suggestion.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. Our first
He
male
wrote that.
Karen on the show. This is fantastic. Well, you can call the manager, Murray, and run it by them, and we'll take your grievance.
Kate, you will be getting a call.
Just mark it differently on your score sheet.
All right. Let's do all right. So we've got
Murray, you did kick my butt in the religious category because I'm a witch.
I believe we know the correct term for that.
Murray,
Asian Karen.
Asian. All right. Rosie has the lead 9-5. Murray trails by 4. So let's we have 4 questions.
Religious
remaining.
versus state law. Religious.
No, we're going. We have to go. This is politician. We're going to do 2 from this category, and then 2. We're going to go back to Republican or who said that, Republican or Democrat. So 4 questions remaining. Murray, this is your last chance. Who said this is? I'm going to read something that is a policy that was either or an idea or a plan that was either a politician's plan or a supervillain. And it is a supervillain who was from a superhero movie. So you don't have to be
Recent or
like
of all time?
of all time.
Okay.
But I'm not going to go into like some obscure comic book thing. It's a comic book hero, but it was from a movie that was on the so it's a Hollywood movie with a superhero, and this is what the supervillain did. Or it's an actual politician that tried to do something horrible, because all of our politicians are awful. All right.
I'm sorry, question. I know you're thinking.
Yes.
Did you say super villain or superhero?
Super villain.
I'm dead.
Politician. I will read something and you got to tell us either
Okay.
if it's a politician or a supervillain, and there's a chance at a second point. So if you say politician and that's correct, you have a chance at a second point if you can name that politician. If it's wrong, the other contestant has a shot. Same thing. If you say supervillain and that's correct, you have a chance at another point naming the supervillain. If it's wrong, they have another shot. Everybody good? All right. No one's talking. Weird. Okay.
I thumbed up. I thumbed you up.
Thumbs up.
Oh, okay. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. When getting minerals for my business that destabilize a Central American country, I said, we'll coup who we want to coup. Politician or supervillain?
Rosie.
Oh no.
Oh, your hand's not up anymore.
Politician.
Incorrect.
Murray.
Which supervillain did that?
Can I guess supervillain?
What-
That's how it worked in politician versus Democrat versus Republican.
No, if you got the wrong party, it was assumed it was the other party, so you just had to go right to guessing the person's name. So that's not how we did that.
So I need a supervillain. Can you read the quote again, please, Graham?
When getting minerals for my business that destabilize a Central American country, I said, we'll coup who we want to coup.
I thought it was Elon Musk.
All right, this is it. We gotta do it, dude. This is I fucked this one up because it wasn't Elon Musk. It's sort of a joke question, but he's not technically a supervillain that's in a movie. So, and he's not a politician. I just fucked that up.
Was it Elon Musk? Was
In
it
that
Elon
case-
Musk? Yes or no?
In that case, Led Zeppelin.
Stop.
What?
It was Elon Musk. So, but you said
That's why I did this. That's
Yeah.
why I did this. But then I was like, okay, Elon Musk isn't a supervillain. He's a real person.
I didn't think this category through when I wrote it. These are all mine, and I fucked this up. So, we gotta.
So
I-
technically, I had it right because I thought it was Elon Musk.
Yeah, but I can't give you a point because I fucked this whole thing up. So it doesn't matter. So we're gonna scrap this category. I fucked it up. I gotta rewrite these. Which again, I think it's the first time that's happened, Ron, on the show, correct?
Scrapping a category. Yeah, this is a first.
I mean, soon he could be a supervillain any day now. He's flying to space.
Well, I thought it was a cool idea. So when I saw you do that, I wrote a bunch of those too. So we have some real life supervillain ones in that category.
Well, then we just need to we got to clarify.
We just got to clarify it that it's either a comic book supervillain or a real life supervillain. So if you know who said it, you know.
Listen, however it works out, I'm just glad I was asked to come do the run through.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not doing this live.
Don't forget to send your notes.
It's all right. Let's just go back to Democrat and Republican. God damn it. This is just bullshit. Anything can happen where the guy can fuck up a show that he created. It's anything can happen. All right, we're gonna go back to who said this, Republican or Democrat, just like before. All right, here we go. We've done a lot of these. All right. Who said this, Republican or Democrat? Except for the occasional heart attack, I never felt better.
Murray. Gotta go Republican.
That is correct, Murray. You have a point. A chance at a second point. Which prominent Republican said this?
I gotta go Cheney.
You just picked up 2 quick points, Murray. That is
my God.
correct. Well, now we are 9-7.
Wow.
3 more questions remaining. Murray could take the lead. Clean
Don't
up.
cute your way out of this, Tran. I'm coming up your don't.
Oh, look at that. Cute dog alert. Cute dog alert. Next question. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? I want to be clear to folks in the region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
Murray. Republican.
Wrong.
Really? Okay. Oh.
Incorrect. So, Rosie, a chance to pick up a point.
Can you repeat the quote? It sounded like you didn't finish it.
No, I did. I finished it. I'll say the quote again. Here's the full quote. And we know now that it was a Democrat that said this. So if you can name which Democrat said this, you will get a point, extending your lead back to 3 points, making it slightly harder for Murray to make the come from behind win. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border.
Barack Obama.
Incorrect.
Before you give the answer, it was recent, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Well, you guys have both lost. So, Ron, how recent was it?
I
It
think
was very recent. That was Vice President Kamala Harris.
I thought so.
Yep.
Why did she say that?
Because she's a corrupt
Because
politician.
she's not very nice.
Yeah, because she on the campaign trail when she was
None
running
of
in
them
the
are very nice.
was all like, Mr. Trump's evil, telling these people. And then she went down there and said, do not come. She said that on the news about 2 months ago.
All
I didn't know
politicians are mean.
Yes. Yes.
I think she's
Let us not
I think
forget.
she's looking out for him.
Yeah, she is absolutely looking out for him. Just like when Obama deported 3 million people and built cages. Like that's what he was doing. That's why both parties are, that's why the Democrats are better, right? All right.
Graham, are you being sarcastic?
Absolutely not, Rosie Tran. That
I
is my
can't tell. Remember you said when people can't tell?
That's right. This voice makes it hard to tell when sarcasm is being said. Next question. So, no points were picked up on that question. We have 2 questions remaining. Rosie Tran has a thin 2-point lead.
Very thin lead.
So if Rosie
After
gets this, the game is over. If Rosie sweeps here, the game's over. If
Wait,
Murray sweeps here, it's all tied up. Or they could split.
Or they could split. If there's
Oh,
a
I see what you're saying.
split,
Anything
or-
could happen here.
oh my God, Ron, what a great
Yeah.
point.
We could have a sudden death question.
Oh, sudden death question could happen or could not. This, I will say this. This is now the single greatest come from, if he wins, the single greatest come from behind win that we've seen on this show.
Hold on.
Already the
hold on.
best deficit. Closure.
Stop the goose egg bumper stickers. We're gonna, we're gonna put a 1 in front of the goose egg, and then at Murray V on Twitter. Okay.
Sorry to mess up Murray's merch plans for being the worst contestant ever. All right. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? I hear there's rumors on the internets that we're going to have a draft.
Rosie.
Republican?
Rosie Tran, that is correct.
Yay!
Which famous Republican said that? If you get this right, you have won. There is no need for another question. If you get this wrong, Murray gets the point. We will go to that final question.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yes.
I mean, the quote.
Hear the quote. I hear there's rumors on the internets that we're going to have a draft.
The internets. Mitt Romney?
Rosie Tran, that is incorrect.
Ooh.
Murray Valeriano, you trail 10-7. If you get this correct, you have one more chance to tie and force a sudden death overtime. If you get this wrong, all of your hard work will be for nothing, and you will be remembered as just a guy that got close.
I'm already remembered as that. Have you seen my career? Jesus Christ. I was on Unveils 3 times for 3 different fucking commercials and didn't get them in the last 2 weeks.
Sorry to bring up old wounds.
Old? This was last week. All right, I only because it's so stupid. And by the way, maybe the only person oranger than me I'm thinking of on this camera right now would be Donald Trump. Is the only person I can think who would say that.
Ron Placone, tell everybody why that is incorrect.
Ah, damn! Really? I hear there's a rumor in the internets, and that wasn't more.
Is there a president that has said dumber things than Donald Trump? Ron Placone.
That was referring to Iraq, and the person who said that was George W. Bush.
Yes. That's why when I read these quotes and there's like a misspelling or a saying something grammatically incorrect, that's the key, because that's a George W.
Right, but I was going. Trump's famous. Everybody, I've heard it. Rumor has it, and
Right,
people are talking. That's the way I was going.
I know what you were thinking, man, but that was George W. Bush in the New Testament. That's what it's from.
Well, you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Rosie Tran, you're the winner for Anything Can Happen. Outstanding. But this was a fantastic contest.
What a comeback. Still historic comeback.
Murray V, the comeback kid.
Comeback king, Murray V.
I would just like to say I was super excited when I saw Rosie was going to be on the show.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
I haven't seen you in forever, man. It's great to see you.
It's because we're locked in our homes
That's
in a global pandemic.
It keeps getting worse because people heard some fake doctor on Facebook said something is bad about a vaccine. Anyway, I'm not going to get
Can
into
I
that.
just say, Graham,
Yes.
that my mom was an anti-vaxxer and we convinced her and she got vaccinated. So don't give up hope, people, please.
Good. Good.
She was so anti-vax and we had multiple conversations with her and we finally got her to get vaccinated.
That's so good.
Do not give up hope. Oh, doggy's barking.
Oh,
Dogs.
Rosie let the dogs out, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is our show. First of all, Murray Valeriano, thank you so much. You were trailing big. You came back. You made a big rally back, made it a very respectable contest, came down to the second to last question. But tell everybody where they can see you, follow you, any live shows, if you're doing them or whatever, where of their podcasts, where people can follow all your stuff.
Man, I thought I had that last one too. I'm bummed. First of all, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this is great.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see you when you're in town. Hey, I have a new music and comedy game show. It's called For What It's Worth. It's YouTube.com/Murray Valeriano comedy. Check it out. I'm starting a new season, should launch in the next few weeks. I've had Jimmy Pardo, Greg Proops, Tony Thaxton, the drummer for Motion City Soundtrack, Pat Francis, Mike Schmidt. I got a couple really good contestants coming up. All three of these guys are slated to do it next season. So hop on. It's really a lot of fun. Even if you don't know a lot about music, it's just comedy around music is what it is. So
well, that's great. You
at
should
Murray V on Twitter also.
Yeah, have Ron on your show. He knows a lot about music.
I had to reschedule Ron because of conflicts last week, which we're getting him back on.
Nice. Well, Murray, thank you so much for being on the show. Good to see you, dude. I can't wait to see you soon. Tell Mary I said hello.
Oh, I will. And I look
talk.
forward to seeing you when you come into town, bud.
You got it, dude.
All right.
Good seeing you, Murray.
Bye.
Oh.
That was all right. Bye. Bye.
Wow.
You know, I didn't mean to cut you off that quickly. I know you're like saying goodbye to people.
Right.
You can say goodbye, Murray.
I did.
later, losers.
You want me to sing my goodbye out of here? What do you want now? A poem?
All right. We'll just thanks, buddy. There you go.
See you guys later. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, I pulled the trigger on that too soon. Rosie Tran, I think we're just gonna make you've won twice now, right? Maybe
We don't know if I won the other time. We don't know if I won.
I think she did, right? Does Kate, do you remember if she won last time when she played against Karen Rentowski? Do we know?
I think it was a very similar situation, and I thought Karen beat me by a point, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe that was it. You took a big lead and then lost it to Karen at the very end or something, I think.
I don't remember.
I remember we were making jokes like Karen cast a spell because she was like coming back or something.
No, Rosie won. According to Kate in the chat, Rosie did win. All
right. Well, then I'm the 2-time champ.
Yes. Our first ever 2-time champ. This is the only two people who've been on the show twice have been Jimmy and Steph, but they have split.
They split. Yeah.
Jimmy won one time, Steph won. So
am I the most politically knowledgeable comedian then? At guessing dictators?
Yes, you're the best at guessing dictators. But that was impressive, Rosie. You took a big lead and Murray was coming up hard, but you didn't give up. You didn't quit. You stayed with it. It was exciting.
I still think I had a bigger lead. I got that Elon Musk question in my mind.
Yeah, that's my fault. You should have a bigger lead. We got to reframe that. Ron and I got to talk some stuff out and figure this out.
I was like, villain. I was like, I think Elon Musk said that, but you said comic book villain.
Well, you know what's funny? When you were describing the rules, I was getting nervous because I was just like, I thought Graham wrote an Elon Musk thing. So then after he did that, I wrote a bunch of real life supervillain ones too because I thought it was funny. But I was like, maybe we weren't supposed to do that. And I wrote the Elon Musk thing and just forgot that I did it. But yeah, we gotta tweak the description.
Yeah, and the rules a little bit on that one. But that's the thing Ron and I are going to talk about anyway.
Because Hook could be a real villain.
We're in the works. I don't want to get anybody too crazy, but we're in the works of putting together some funding to do like a pilot episode of this, like on a soundstage with a studio audience. 3 cameras and make it really look as cool as we can. So we're working on that. One of the things we need to do to make that happen is Ron and I just got to sit down and kind of iron out an actual like structure for a game show, the way a game show would have like round 1, round 2. Right now we're just like, I don't know, let's go to this category and see who's got the lead. Yeah, just so we need to kind of iron that out a touch. But that's one of the things we'll do is get that supervillain category figured out. But Rosie, great. Thanks for doing the show. It was great having you on. Super fun. And where can people watch all your shows, especially your new show on Rockfin?
Yeah, I want people to check it out on Rockfin. My Rockfin is Rosie Tran, so it's just my name. And then I'm on Twitter at Funny Rosie, Facebook at Funny Rosie, Instagram I'm Out of the Box Rosie, because my podcast is called Out of the Box Podcast. But I really want people to check out the new crypto podcast, Hello Crypto Kitty 2.0. The reason I'm so passionate about it is because there's a digital revolution happening right now. And I really, really want people to become financially independent from this crazy, corrupt central bank system. Graham, you and I have talked about this quite a bit, and it's just crazy how corrupt the central bankers are and how much wealth they steal from the average American. So a lot of people feel like they can't get ahead, and they can't. And the reason is because of the inflationary policy of the central bank. So it's fun. I wear my kitty ears and I give the crypto news and I explain different crypto facts and things like that. It's silly and it's fun. And I'm trying to make it relatable because so many people I know are interested in crypto and they're like, oh, this is too complicated. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So I'm trying to make it silly and fun.
Well, it's great you're doing that, Rosie, because you've literally helped me personally and helped this show by coming on and just kind of explaining it. You and I have had some phone conversations. And so while I don't consider myself a crypto expert in any way stretch of the imagination, I do feel like I'm far more knowledgeable about it. And so I tell people, get more knowledgeable, do your own research, and watching this show, that the Crypto Kitty show that Rosie is doing now, especially if you're a Rockfin supporter, please check those out because it's another way to expand your knowledge. And Rosie's going to get great guests on and different people in the crypto space. It's a whole new universe out there in that world. And so get knowledgeable. I have no more unsecured debt. I have no credit card debt, anything like that. And I got out of it last summer. I have, all I have is a car loan. I mean, so I would tell people like, my goal was to have no more unsecured debt. Like a car loan or a home loan is fine for me personally, but like, and digital and, cryptocurrency is a big reason for that. And if all these, like if Bitcoin and Ethereum go crazy through the roof, I might be in a position to buy a home again, since the last one I had was taken by these very banks and these 2 corrupt parties. So it's great what you're doing, Rosie. Really appreciate that you're just out there trying to educate people about crypto.
Yeah, and there are scams out there. So I always tell people to do research, and that's why I'm giving information, because this is something that can really help people, and especially low-income people and middle-class people. People that aren't part of the 1% that are making hand over fist money from the central bank corruption, and so I get really sad and really upset. Even some of our videos we've done together, I've seen people in the comment section, oh, crypto's a scam, this and that. And it hurts my heart because that means that person got involved in a bad cryptocurrency. And so I really want to educate people on the legit ones so that they can make money and help their families, because these central bankers have been stealing money from people for almost 100 years.
Yeah, it's insane what they've done. And when you start learning, especially people that watch like my show or Ron's show, like all the corruption of the military industrial complex and all this other stuff, you see how the central banks have played a key role in this never ending wars and the fact we don't have Medicare for all and all this other stuff. So it's great.
Well, look at Afghanistan. They just spent trillions of dollars in Afghanistan buying these war machines for a country that didn't want them. And where does that money come from? It comes from central bank printing, and it comes from our U.S. tax dollars. So people, need to get educated and understand what's really going on. So I'm really excited when I go on Political Vigilante. I really get excited when, Ron has me on his show talking about crypto and on my Crypto Kitties podcast, so that people can understand what's really happening. And again, I have my kitty ears. It's fun. It's silly. It's not too overwhelming, because that was the biggest hurdle that when I got into crypto is I thought, oh, I'm not smart enough to understand this stuff.
Yeah. I think we all did. We all felt like, oh, I don't get this. We all went through that, like, oh, I don't get it. So it's good you're helping people. Well, Rosie, thank you so much.
Yay!
And we'll have you on the show again.
Bye, Rosie.
Thank you so much. I will be the 3-time champion, I think.
Oh, could be, kiddo.
Oh, man.
3-time champ.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, Rosie. Have a great night. Ron, do you got time for any?
Yeah, let's do a quick one. Let's do a quick anything can happen. I'm ready.
You should know this.
Or yeah, we did Anything Can Happen already. Time for You Should Know This.
All right, brother. You go first, man. What do you got?
All right. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes.
Oh, I know this song.
Oh, yeah, you know this song.
In there somewhere. Oh, shit. See the girls walk by in there. Say it again. What is it?
I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes.
Wait a minute now. God, I know this song. Oh. Make sure I turn off the chat. In the summer cloud. Wait. Is this the Rolling Stones?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Appropriate. Appropriate for this week. I don't know if you know why, but it is appropriate for this week.
Is it I Can't Get No Satisfaction?
No, it is not Satisfaction.
Um,
I'll tell you this: the title is repeated a lot throughout the song. So, but I'll give you a little more lyrics here to help you get the title. I've seen people turn their heads and quickly look away like a newborn baby. It just happens every day.
I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes.
I have to turn my head. Yeah.
I see a red door and
There you
I
go.
want it painted black.
There you go. Yeah.
The colors. All right. Well, I think that's the quickest I've ever got one, I think.
Yeah, you did good on that one, man.
Dude.
Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. Applicable this week because Charlie Watts passed away at the age of 80. Rest in power, Charlie Watts.
Right on.
Yeah, Charlie Watts, man. That guy was such a freaking good drummer. I said, I was like, the moment his heart stopped, that's the only time he missed a beat in his freaking life. That's how good he was. That's how good he was, man.
That's awesome.
He was one of the greats. He was one of the greats.
Yeah, that's a badass jam too, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the drums on that song are so memorable because it's like it starts out with that weird guitar riff, really cool guitar riff, and then it goes like dun 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 dun. And Charlie wasn't like a super show-offy drummer, man. Like he never did too much, he never did too little. It was always just right. So when it was time to shine, he could shine, but when it was time to just kind of lay back, and let the melody take over, he did that too. So yeah. And then Painted Black was a great example of all that. So
that's awesome, man. What a nice tribute to that dude. Like, when somebody passes away, it's always a little sad, but 80 is a full life. No one's going to live forever. And look what that guy brought to the world. He brought awesome music. He helped a great band, with a song like that we're still talking about, 50 some years later.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The Stones. And yeah, condolences to the family and anybody who had a death poll going on which Rolling Stone would die first, because they probably all lost money on this. I think even Keith Richards lost some money. He probably bet on himself. And he's like, no shit, man, Charlie. God, I was just going to give my $20 to one of Mix 45 kids. I did not expect this.
Oh, that's so great.
Charlie was the one that didn't party, man. Charlie was the one, like, he didn't do drugs. He didn't, his vice was cigarettes, and he did get lung cancer. So sometimes just because drugs are legal doesn't mean they're okay for you.
No, they are not.
No.
Well, that's cool, man. All right. Let me think of, all right. Okay. Let's do. All right, let's do. Oh wait, hold on. No, I think shit. There's I've asked Kate to put this together, but we haven't got it finished yet. But there's a list where I'm gonna have Kate compile all the movies and songs we've done, so I don't repeat one because I have a couple in my mind, but I think I've done that already, but I'm not sure.
Dude, there's just a better chance I'll actually get it if it's a repeat. I'll be like, I mean, I've guessed ones that you've already done before.
Yeah, you'll just say the name again, which is
Movies
great.
have a lot of lines.
They do.
I mean,
Actually,
tons of lines.
It's easier with a movie to repeat it because you could pick a line that the person doesn't remember.
Yeah, with this song, it's like, what are you gonna do? Do a different verse? It's like, well, I already got that.
There's a sex bot in the chat. Kate.
Oh, fun.
So, there we go.
Let's get rid of that sex bot.
Yeah.
Sex bot in the chat. Great Rolling Stones tune, by the way. One of my favorites. It was on their 05 release.
The Stones are the best drugs. That's why they're all still here. That's correctly. All right. Okay, here's a movie. Shit, I'm blanking. All right. Okay. Well, I think not. I know I've done that one. Damn it. I keep thinking that sneaky sex bot has made 3 accounts so far. Oh wow, sex bot's in the chat.
That's from that Mark Zuckerberg movie. Social Network.
That's correct.
I get it.
That's correct. All right. All right. Oh, my brain is mush. I'm just blanking. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
The Sopranos. They do a lot of silence things.
All right. But God, I'm just blank. Okay. Here, God, I'm just. Let's go with.
I wonder if the audience can guess which one of us thought about theirs ahead of time.
And who just thought they'd
if
wing
they
it?
know.
And then
Mine was all like applicable to the time, and then you're just like, "Ah, fuck, a movie? I don't watch those."
Oh, a lot of people prepare for shows that they've created. I don't think that's the way to go, Ron. I think you fly in loosey goosey.
There's a category. It might not even be a thing. We're just gonna try it live.
I'm gonna have them just read some stuff that doesn't quite work. And
Here's these rules that weren't what I wrote. Did I say politician? I meant this is from a movie. Shit. All right. No one wins.
Oh, it's been a stressful week. We've been dealing with a lot. All right. Here we go. He prepares the same for government secrets, somebody put in the chat. Yeah, I mean, it's true-ish. Okay. Here is the movie. Okay. So Really, this is nuts. Okay, here we go. Charlie didn't get much USO. He was dug in too deep or moving too fast.
Charlie didn't. Oh shit! I think I know this. Charlie didn't get much USO. He was dug into. It's not Willy Wonka, is it?
No, but that's
in the ballpark.
it's in the time frame, not genre. Definitely not genre.
Comedy.
No.
Drama. Is it military centric?
Yes.
Okay. Charlie didn't get any USO. He was in too deep. So 70s military. Oh wait, it's that movie where they like built that bridge, right? Is it that one? You know what I'm talking about? Where like they build that bridge and then the guy gets mad when they burn the bridge. You know that
Yes,
movie?
I do know that movie.
The British guy gets pissed off because he gets attached to the bridge. It's fucking weird. He was a prisoner and they made him build the bridge, but then he's like, oh, I'm really proud of my bridge. And then like when they go, he's like, I'm going to die for this bridge that I didn't even want to build like 3 months ago. And it's just like the moral of the story. If you get sent to war, you might get attached to a bridge. Look out. Is that the movie? What's it called?
That movie is not the movie I'm quoting. The movie you're talking about is Alec Guinness, who is in Bridge Over the River Kwai, which is
the movie.
Like an epic war movie. But your description is the greatest description of this like AFI top
what
100.
It's about. That's what happens.
If you go to war, you might get too attached to your enemy's bridge.
Yeah, you might be like, oh shit. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they're the bad guys, but I fucking built this thing. Like, they're like, we're here to liberate you. It's just like, well, just don't fuck up my bridge while you're doing it. I know, like, I mean, being a prisoner of war, yeah, I was a drag, but don't. If you got to ruin this bridge, I'll stay. It was a good movie. I mean, I think. I don't remember, but all right, so it's not the answer.
It was a good movie, I think. I can't remember. It
was a while ago when I saw it. Because like I was kind of, I mean, in that last scene, I was watching it with my family because like I think it was actually the holidays and like someone bought it for my dad on DVD. And he goes, "Oh, this will bring the holiday spirit in. Let's watch this." And so like we watched it. And like towards the end, I was just like, "Really? This is how this guy wants to go out? He's tapping out this way. He made it this far, and now he's like, not my bridge. Yeah, no, this is where I draw the line. The bridge." I was like, you fucking kidding me?
This is just a Ron Blacone movie sum up. It's like, I don't know why they're running around trying to save this Private Ryan guy. Who gives a shit? Like, let him figure his own thing out. He's
just one guy, and there was a sad English teacher. That's the movie. It's like Forrest Gump. Like, God, this guy wasn't too bright, and so he was in the right place at the right time all the time, and he like never realized it. And then he finally gets the girl, and she dies. That's the movie.
Oh, Ron sums up the AFI Top 100. It's like, oh, a boy returns home from the war to take over his family's business. The Godfather, whatever. Who cares?
I mean, I like all these movies. Like, this isn't like a me bashing thing. That's just like, that's just what I take away from it.
Yeah, you're not slamming these movies. Just your takeaway.
Like, that dude loved the bridge.
Guy got all hug him up on a bridge. Like, why? Just escape. Get out of there.
Yeah, right? You could have just bounced. Anyway, all right, so it's not that. It's for sure not Forrest Gump either. But it's 70s, and it's like war stuff. You do a lot of war stuff.
Yeah.
All Quiet. No, that's a book. I was gonna say All Quiet.
They did make that into a movie. All Quiet on the Western Front.
I'll throw it out there then. Is it All Quiet on the Western Front? All right.
No, but they did make that into a movie.
All right. It's not Stripes because you did that last week.
No, that's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Oh man, shit.
A Rolling Stones song is played during a kind of an iconic section of the movie. Not the one where I'm
Okay.
quoting, but a Rolling Stones song is played.
Fuck. You know what? It's probably one of those things where I've like seen the poster and I've seen stuff about it, but like the title will not hit me. You know what I mean?
I'll give you this hint.
Yeah, give me a
I'm
hint.
almost certain I have done another quote from this movie during this game show.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a repeat. All right, so it's not that Blue Dog Night movie that you like. Is that one?
The movie that you keep kind of changing the title of it? No, it's
Yeah,
not. It's not
that
Blue
one.
Dog Night.
All right, it's not Citizen Kane. That's older. It's what was that other war movie you did once? You did another one that was like pretty Citizen. No, fuck. Black Hawk Down.
No, but that's not the 70s. That was in the late 90s, early 2000s, I think.
Ah, shit.
Early 2000s movie for sure.
All right, it's definitely not Green Mile. It's not Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, I'm thinking all newer stuff. 70s. And you think you did it before. I should start writing down all the ones you do in case like I get one of these. All right, give me another hint.
Mr. Clean came from some South Bronx shithole, and I think all the sound and the lights of blank really put the zap on him.
Is it Deer Hunter?
Ooh, very close.
Oh, but it's not Deer Hunter. Okay.
Very, very close. But I don't think I've done Deer Hunter yet.
Is it Apocalypse Now?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, good, because that was literally the only other 70 War movie I know the name of.
So that's why I was like, I wanted to do it, but then I realized I was blanking on all these other ones. I'll do another line from this movie. So this is Martin Sheen going, Charlie didn't get much USO. He was dug in too deep or moving too fast. He had two ways home, victory or death. But the other scene in the movie, and why I said Mr. Clean, that's Lawrence Fishburne's character in the movie. And they're on the boat. And then also Timothy Bottoms plays Lance, who's a surfer. And there's a scene where they're on the boat. You know, they spend most of the movie on the boat going upriver, and he's water skiing off the edge of the boat, and they're playing Satisfaction.
Oh, cool, man. Okay.
And it's showing sort of the absurdity of the Vietnam War, specifically in the eyes of Francis Ford Coppola.
So I gotta see. Yeah, I've seen bits. That's one of those movies I've seen bits and pieces of it where it's like it's on, you know what I mean? But I've never just sat down and absorbed it, which I need to do. I mean, there's a lot of movies I really need to just absorb.
You need to absorb it for several reasons. One, obviously, it's just a really good movie, but it's a heavy anti-war film, and it's Coppola really wanted to show the insanity of war, and he's kind of playing upon Hearts of Darkness, that book, and there's a great companion documentary called Hearts of Darkness, a filmmaker's apocalypse, which, because it took him 2.5 years to make this movie, and it was over budget, and people were going crazy. The studios wanted it. I mean, everyone was like, what is happening? And when he released the film, it blew people's minds. So
right on.
Yeah. And then,
well, yeah, it was
Dennis
like my
Hopper's in
only.
it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I gotta see it. Deer Hunter too. I've never seen Deer Hunter.
Oh,
I gotta watch both of those. And yeah, those are the only. If it's a 70s war movie and it's not one of those two, I'm not gonna guess it.
You're not.
So if there's any other ones, I'm like never gonna.
Well, those two movies
Deer Hunter,
were.
Nope.
They're both, especially, and Deer Hunter 2 is they were both heavy anti-war, heavy anti-Vietnam War films that were, it was, they're both really, Deer Hunter is, and you've seen all these amazing young actors, a young Christopher Walken in it, young Robert De Niro, young Meryl Streep. young what's his name, who played Fredo, John Cazale. Yeah, he's in the movie. It's a really solid. It's a great film. Yeah, see both of those
Right
movies.
on, man. Well, Rolling Stones are a good band.
Yes, they are, Ron. And I'm going to listen to them.
I've been listening to them all week.
Oh, that's
good,
cool.
You know, good reason to revisit some Rolling Stones music, you know.
Well, cool, dude. Thanks for doing the show. Always great to have you. Next week, we'll try to get contestants, or maybe we'll just do You Should Know This, and I'll try to prepare beforehand.
Yeah, you know, it's I think that was the first time I got it quicker than it took you to come up with it. That was the first, I got the answer. Like it was less time me getting that answer than it was for you to be like, oh, movie. I don't know. What could I possibly come up with?
I know. That was pretty awesome.
But
all right, dude.
Yeah, man. If I can let everyone know, of course, follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone and YouTube Ron Placone and Rockfin Ron Placone. And please check out my movie trailer. You can find it on my Twitter. It's the pinned tweet. And you can find it on my YouTube channel or my Rockfin, which is just Ron Placone. The movie is called Left at Wall. We made a trailer for it. It's loosely based on what happened with GameStop. So it's an explainer film kind of about Wall Street. You can even go right to GoFundMe.com and just type in Left at Wall and it comes up. There's a lot of perks for people who contribute. So if you're able to contribute, there's tons of cool perks. You get a shout out on my podcast as a thank you. You get there's a Q&A with the cast members and a virtual screening that we're going to do. And you can even get your name in the credits. So there's a lot of cool perks out there. If you are able to contribute, that's wonderful. But even if you're not, please check out the trailer, share it, like it. That's awesome.
Yeah, support it. It's a great way to crowdfunding. You know, I've crowdfunded two films and the first year of the podcast festival. So it's a really great way. You as the audience are part of making a scripted piece of art. So you get to do that. I would have gone nuts if I could have donated $25 to make Apocalypse Now or the first Christopher Nolan Batman movie or something like that. I would have been so down with that.
Yeah.
So right on. Thanks, dude. Thanks for coming on the show.
Man.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. Peace.
All right, brother. Later. All right. Let me read. Let's see if there's any over on rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Thank you to Mira Maxwell. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting the show. Thanks to the lot of you for enticing me to jump into crypto a while back. What a wild ride. Thank you, Mira. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it's been great. It has been great. Mira Maxwell, tipper for Murray. Boom. Thank you, Mira. Thank you for supporting our show at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Go watch Rosie's new show over there. If you guys are Rockfinners, go support what Rosie's doing. And who else do we got, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you to everybody, OTR Trucker and everybody over at Rockfin. We appreciate it. Please hit the like button, subscribe, do all that business. Let me make sure we got them all. Woo, boom, shakalak. All right. Bill Nye, the highest guy. Bill, thank you for supporting the show. Karaoke request, Shatner singing The Bigger the Figure by Louis Prima. All right, I could do that. The Bigger the Figure by Louis Prima. Kate, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you, Kate. Comedy live tour dates with Graham and Ron Placone. Headed your way. Starts in San Francisco from September 11th. Ends in Madison. Go to grahamelwood.com or Ron Placone for tickets. Thank you, Kate. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Boom, 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 boom. We have 175 likes. I like it. Thank you for watching the show, everybody. And thank you for those who are new, who are supporting me on TikTok. I'm over 27,000 followers. I've done that in like less than a month. 3.9 million on my most watched video. Check that out at Graham Elwood. All right. What was that Louis Prima song? Bigger the Figure by Louis Prima. All right, so if you're watching on YouTube, we got to say goodbye because YouTube has been dinging me with copyright issues. So all the karaoke is now over at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. If you're a premium member at Rockfin, you get to see all the karaoke, all the live streams, the archive, and all that stuff. You get to see Graham Goes to Russia, Afghanistan are also over at Rockfin Premium. So check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to Rosie Tran, Murray Valeriano, and Ron Placone. Join us over. I'm going to Rockfin right now. If you're on YouTube, we got to sign off. So thank you, YouTubers. We'll see you over on the Rockfin. Shave your knuckles for justice, YouTube. Ba-boom.